You walked out of that salon and something felt wrong. Not awful, just off. And you couldn't quite name it. That feeling has a reason. And most of the time, it has nothing to do with the cut itself. It's one of 7 specific Pixie mistakes that quietly age a woman's face by 4, 5, sometimes 6 years, without her knowing. In part 3, I'm covering the one placement detail that hairstylists almost never flag. And it's the thing I hear about most from women who feel like their Pixie stopped working for them. Stick with me. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and the best fixes for women over 50, so you get real results fast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Part 1, Mistake 1. The too tight taper. There's a version of the Pixie that does something most women don't see coming. You ask for short. You get short. And then you go home and something about your face reads harder, sharper in the wrong places. This is the one that catches women off guard because it looks clean in the mirror at the salon. Under those lights, with that styling? Perfect. Then you get to natural daylight, and the whole thing shifts. The mistake is what I call the too tight taper. It's when the sides and back are clipped down so close that there's almost no gradation, no gentle softening between the shortest section and the longer section on top. And honestly, this is the one I see most on women over 60, because it's often recommended as low maintenance. It is low maintenance, but it's also doing something to the face that nobody mentions. When the sides are tapered too aggressively, the eye has nowhere to rest. It reads the jaw immediately. And on a mature face, a real, beautifully lived-in face, the jaw has changed. The skin has changed. And suddenly what you're wearing on your head is pointing directly at the thing you'd least like to feature. It adds years. Not the soft, graceful kind. The drawn, angular kind that flattens your cheekbones and makes your face read longer than it is. Here's what to ask for instead. You want graduation, not elimination. Tell your stylist, I want the sides softly graduated, not clipped. Leave at least a finger's width of length through the occipital bone, and keep the taper gentle, not military tight. That specific phrase, softly graduated taper, changes everything. It gives your face the framing it needs without adding bulk. The fix takes less than 2 minutes of conversation in the salon chair. That's the wild part. 2 minutes and the entire silhouette shifts. Maintenance tip. Ask your stylist to blend the taper with a comb attachment. Never bare clipper against skin on the sides. That one tool switch preserves the softness between trims and keeps the cut working for you 3 to 4 weeks longer. This is the one a friend of mine heard, and immediately called her stylist the next morning. I completely understood why. Coming up next, the one-length decision that sounds harmless but is quietly shortening your neck on camera and in photographs. Most women have no idea it's happening. Part 2, Mistake 2. The nape length that shortens your neck. Say this out loud for me. Your neck is one of the most elegant things about you. I mean that. Good posture, strong bone structure, the way a woman over 60 carries herself. The neck is part of all of it. And one small decision at the back of your Pixie is quietly hiding it. Have you ever looked at a photo of yourself and thought your neck looked shorter than it actually is? Or that your head was somehow sitting lower than it should? That feeling has a specific cause. The mistake is nape length. Specifically, leaving it too long, too full, or too squared at the base. What happens is simple physics. When weight sits at the nape, the eye reads it as a continuation of the head rather than the beginning of the neck. Your neck visually disappears. And when your neck disappears, your jawline reads lower, your chin reads closer to your shoulders, and suddenly 5 years appear from absolutely nowhere. This one is the most expensive mistake to leave too long. Because the longer you wear a cut that's compressing your neck, the more your eye accepts that silhouette as normal. You stop seeing it. But everyone else sees it. Here's the surprising part. The fix isn't about cutting less, it's about cutting more precisely. What you want at the nape is clean nape graduation. The hair should be cut to hug the curve of the skull rather than fall away from it. Think of it like the difference between a curtain hanging from a rod versus fabric draped cleanly over a sculpture. One creates mass, the other reveals shape. Tell your stylist, I want clean nape graduation, cut to follow the skull, not to cover the neck. Add, no square corners at the nape. I want a soft rounded or V-shaped neckline. That distinction, squared versus rounded, is massive. A squared nape adds visual width at the base of the skull. A rounded or V-shaped nape elongates. One makes your neck disappear. The other lets it breathe. The swap is this. If you've been wearing a full, blunt nape that sits heavy at the bottom, move to a close-cut, skull-hugging nape with a V finish. You'll feel the difference the first time you put on earrings after. Your jawline will look lifted. Your neck will look longer. Your earrings will look better. All from one change at the back. Write this one down. Maintenance tip. The nape is the fastest growing section of a pixie. Ask your stylist to take the nape back down at 6 weeks, even if you're stretching the rest of the cut. The nape is the first thing to lose shape and the first thing people see from behind. There's one thing about the crown section of a pixie that nobody in this space talks about. I didn't expect it to be the part people message me about most. But it always is. That's next. Part 3, Mistake 3, the flat crown. Here's the truth about the crown section that most women spend years not knowing. You can do everything right, the right length, the right taper, the right nape, and still have a pixie that doesn't work. And the crown is almost always the reason why. I watched a woman in a salon last week. Stunning bone structure, strong jaw, the most gorgeous silver hair. And her pixie was technically perfect. Except for one thing. The crown was flat as a board. She kept touching it. She didn't know why it bothered her. But her instincts were right. The flat crown mistake happens when there's no internal elevation built into the cut at the top of the head. The hair lies flat, close to the skull, creating a shape that's as wide as it is tall, or sometimes wider. And here's what that specific shape does to the face. It brings the eye directly sideways instead of upward. Your widest points, your temples, your cheekbones, become the most prominent visual element. Everything reads wider and lower. And for a face that has naturally lost some vertical lift through the years, this is the last thing you want. This one is worth repeating. A flat crown is not a neat crown. It's a shape that fights against your face. And most women are told to go flat because it's cleaner. Clean, yes. Flattering, no. The fix is crown graduation with internal lift. You're asking your stylist to build vertical elevation into the crown section. Not by adding hair, but by cutting the layers so they naturally fall upward and away from the scalp rather than against it. The specific phrase to use. I want root-directed layering through the crown. Cut to encourage upward movement, not flat lying. That phrase tells your stylist exactly where you want the weight removed and where you want the shape to travel. The swap. If your crown is currently cut flat and uniform, trade that for graduated crown layering that's been point cut at the tips to encourage texture and lift. The difference in silhouette is immediate. Your face reads more oval. Your eyes appear more centered in your face. Your cheekbones lift. All of that from what happens at the very top of your head. This is the one most women don't realize they need until they see the before and after side by side. Maintenance tip. Between trims, use a small amount of volumizing mousse applied only at the roots of the crown section. Finger dry upward rather than flat. This preserves the elevated shape the cut was designed to give you without any product visible in the finished look. What I'm covering in the next part. Most women find it even harder to hear. But it's the one that matters most. Part 4, Mistake 4. Face framing pieces in the wrong place. Your face framing pieces are doing one of two things right now. They're either pulling every good thing your bone structure has toward the front, or they're dragging the eye somewhere you'd rather it didn't go. And here's the thing that makes this mistake different from all the others. It's completely invisible until someone points at the exact reason. This one is the hardest to spot on yourself. Because you've been looking at the same hairline, the same temples, the same forehead for 60 years. What feels normal isn't always what's working. The mistake is face framing pieces that fall in the wrong direction or sit in the wrong zone. There are two versions of this. First, pieces that hang straight down from the temple rather than sweeping forward toward the cheekbone. Second, pieces that stop too short, barely grazing the corner of the forehead, so they frame nothing at all. Both versions do the same thing. They leave the widest, flattest part of your face completely unaddressed. And everything you want to feature. Your eyes, the lift of your cheekbones, those beautiful facial lines that carry a lifetime of character, gets left on its own with no directional framing. Face framing on a pixie isn't decoration. It's navigation. It tells the eye where to travel. And on a face over 60, you want the eye traveling upward and inward, toward your eyes, toward your cheekbones, not downward toward the jaw or outward toward the ears. Here's the fix, and it's specific. Ask for face framing pieces that are cut at a diagonal angle, longer at the front, slightly shorter as they move toward the temple, so they naturally sweep forward and slightly upward. Tell your stylist, I want the face framing pieces to angle toward my cheekbone, not fall flat at the temple. Cut them on a slight forward diagonal. That single directional instruction changes the whole geometry of your face in the finished cut. Yes, that's simple. The swap. If your pieces are currently hanging straight or cutting straight across the forehead, move to a forward swept diagonal with the longest point sitting just past the outer corner of your eye. That corner point is where the magic happens. It's the exact spot on your face where a well-placed piece lifts the entire upper third of your face in one stroke. Second swap. If your pieces barely graze the corner of your forehead, ask your stylist to extend them to at least the outer corner of your eyebrow. Length matters here. Short pieces frame nothing. Longer, directional pieces change everything. Maintenance tip. Avoid flat ironing face framing pieces completely straight. Instead, use a small round brush and a light blast of warm air to sweep them forward and slightly up at the ends. This preserves the diagonal direction the cut was designed to give you. The next mistake is the one I see most often, and the most quietly damaging if you've been wearing this cut for years without knowing. Part 5, Mistake 5, 6, and 7. The final 3 you need to hear. We're wrapping up with the last 3 mistakes, and I saved these for the end because they're the ones most likely to be sitting in your current cut right now. All 3 are quiet. None of them are dramatic. And every single one of them is costing you. Mistake 5 is the uniform texture problem. This is when the entire pixie is cut to the same length and weight throughout. No variation, no softening, no visual interest. It sounds precise. It's actually flat. A uniform pixie with no point cutting, no internal texture removal, and no variation in weight creates a shape that reads heavy on one of the most visible areas of your appearance, the top of your head, and on fine or thinning hair, which is most women at 60. Uniform texture makes sparse areas look sparser and flat areas look flatter. The fix? Ask your stylist for point cutting throughout the entire cut, not just at the ends. Tell them, I want the weight removed internally, not just at the perimeter. That single instruction transforms a uniform pixie into one that has movement, air, and life. The shape stays the same. The feel and fall of it changes completely. Mistake 6 is ignoring the sideburn zone. Most women either clip this area completely smooth, making it read as a hard line from ear to cheekbone, or leave it totally unstyled, which creates a wispy, undefined edge around the ear. Neither one works. What works is a softly blended sideburn with just enough length to create a graduated edge, maybe an inch of soft layered hair, that connects the ear to the face naturally and adds a tiny, beautiful curve of movement near the jaw. Tell your stylist, leave the sideburn area with a soft graduated blend. I don't want it clipped bare, and I don't want it wispy. A softly layered edge that follows the curve of my ear. Those words, softly layered edge, give your stylist exactly the picture they need. Mistake 7 is the one nobody talks about. Keeping the same pixie shape for years without letting it evolve with your face. Your face at 68 is not your face at 62. The way light falls on it has changed. The places where you want framing have shifted. A cut that was perfect 5 years ago may be working against you now. Not because it's a bad cut, but because your face has deepened, and your cut hasn't updated to meet it. The fix for mistake 7 isn't a new cut, it's a conversation. At your next appointment say, my face has changed since we first started this cut. What would you update? That question opens a completely different kind of styling dialogue. You stop maintaining a cut. You start evolving one. The swap. If you haven't refreshed your pixie's face framing angle or crown graduation in more than 18 months, ask your stylist to reassess both. Not restyle. Reassess. Those 2 sections shift the fastest as the face changes, and they're the easiest to update without changing the overall cut you love. Maintenance tip for all 3 of these. Photograph your cut from the front and side every 4 to 6 weeks. Not for social media, for you. The camera sees what the mirror misses, especially in natural light. If something has shifted or the shape has grown out in a way that's adding years rather than removing them, you'll see it in the photo before you feel it. You didn't just watch a video. You changed how you'll look the next time you sit down in that salon chair. You just learned 7 specific pixie cut mistakes that most women spend years making without ever knowing why their cut isn't working. And you got the exact salon language to fix every single one of them. That's not a small thing. That's years of costly appointments and quiet frustration you just skipped entirely. Your bone structure was always this stunning. Now your cut is going to show it. Tell me in the comments, which of these 7 mistakes are you finding in your current cut right now? I want to know. And if it's the crown situation from part 3, you are not alone. Next time, I'm covering the 1 styling product mistake women over 60 make that flattens fine hair instantly, and the 2-step switch that reverses it in under 3 minutes. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.